Good afternoon, Free Enterprise fans, and welcome to this matinee performance of the Magma route here in the highway to the Threemus zone. We're here with restreamer Scala Kitty, Tracker Isalpa, and my co-commentator today, Kinda Nerdy Housewife. How we doing, KNH?
Pretty good. Pretty good. So, what do you think of these objectives? Right away, I noticed we have nothing on the moon, so if the key items are kind to us, we could theoretically skip the moon today.
Yeah, underground access and a few key items is all we need, and we can knock out 3 out of these 4 objectives easily.
Yep, but once again, it is up to the key items and where they are. So today we have rexxraul running against ZoeVermilion. Both of these runners went 2-0 during the first round of group play. And as you see right now, they both have 1 loss. So someone will be eliminated from the tournament today.
That's right. We are fighting. You need at least 2 wins to get through, and there are 3 matches in this round of play. So this will be the second loss for one of these players, unless we get another tie. You know what I'm saying?
Heyo.
We've got some good naming conventions here. Always good when the players show off their names at the beginning. That's starting to become a tournament favorite.
And we should be getting started here. Yep, ZoeVermilion had a very close round to loss to Zyrak last week, and rexxraul losing to Penguinator, both of them facing off up against very good runners last week and not quite pulling it out. But I think this is going to be a pretty evenly matched race, so I'm expecting some good play here.
Yeah, and we are going to continue to see more of that during this round as the Swiss format lets us kind of match players that are doing pretty well together against each other as far as their skill levels. We are seeing an Edward start today for the fans. We do have possible spoon use, so you never know what can happen. They may decide to keep him. It depends on what they find.
Yep, in case you don't know, we do have the free character flag on today. That means if you are unhappy with your starting characters, there are lots of places to look for new characters. We have 2 characters just sitting in Mysidia, ready to be picked up. We have 1 character that is guarding the hovercraft over in Damcian. We have someone who's just kind of checking out the view from Mount Ordeals. And we also have someone in the Watery Pass.
Yeah, and we have seen most players are electing to at least fill out their party from those free character slots before they do any free item checks. Ooh, Dark Knight Cecil as well here. Moon Sparkle in the castle. Just the power shirt. So this is going to be a pretty low power start for our parties here.
Yep, we won't have any extra locations to look at besides the ones that are open by default, but that power shirt's going to be nice. Even if you slap it on an Edward, it gives a nice boost to strength.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of I wouldn't say underrated because most of our players definitely know the value of it, but sometimes you might see it and say, oh, it doesn't raise my stats that much, not very much defense, but a lot of free enterprise matches, we're not worried about defense as much as we are a good offense.
Yeah, mostly because there's lots of other ways around getting hit. If you're worried about physical attacks, we have illusions and the blink spell. If you're worried about magical attacks, we got those star veils and that wall spell. And it looks like we're getting a second Dark Knight Cecil, but also an Edge. Ooh, I love having Edge in the early game. He comes in his mid-20s level-wise, comes kitted out with pretty decent gear for this point in the game. Definitely a good way to start the seed.
Yeah, and we did find a twin in the Watery Pass. I will say Double Cecil definitely opens up some interesting choices for our players. As most of you know by this point, especially since we're on the actual Free Enterprise channel today, vanilla agility is a thing in this tournament. So having 2 Cecils means you can kind of gimp one to be your agility anchor, and then use the other one to use your, awesome holy swords if you find any. So being able to find holy swords right now is pretty important to decide whether we're going to keep both of those sea swords or not. It's going to be like a keep two or keep none style situation.
Yep, that vanilla agility flag definitely makes Cecil a double-edged sword. Meanwhile, it looks like we're looting out the watery pass. We have T Wildish on, so the treasure chests are weighted depending on their location, and the watery pass has a slightly higher weight than some of the other early game locations, so you will find slightly better stuff there.
Yeah, it has definitely been a very popular place to loot in this tournament, thanks to the T Wildish flag. Some players have even kind of full looted, gone into all 3 entrances, and grabbed all the treasures. So not a lot too interesting in DMC and Armory. We did see a Gungnir spear, which is going to be some good money. No Kane to use it yet, and it's not his best spear, but it is like a midway or like late to mid game item for Kane if we find one.
And just another Edward over in Damsian Castle. I don't see him getting taken here because while Edward does have his very specific uses, usually having 2 Edwards is not a good idea.
Yeah, he's kind of like Tella in that regard. Very good for when you want to use him for a specific strat, but not great to have more than 1.
So other than that edge, this seed being a little stingy with the overworld characters. Unless you're gonna go full double Cecil route.
Yeah, so we are still, even after all these free character checks, we're definitely still looking for a white mage. That's kind of a key piece of most endgame character compositions. You can get through a seed with no white mage, but it definitely makes things a little safer for our players to find one. We're still looking. We can find one on Hobbs still, and Ordeals still has a free character.
We actually picked up a Porum on both sides.
Oh,
green cape, white magic.
Down. Disrespect. My bad to Porum fans. I saw we got a twin, but when they're renamed, I never know which twin is which.
Yep, I always remember orange cape, black magic. That's my mnemonic. Porum does have some advantages. She doesn't have very good HP growth, but she does learn a lot of those utility spells really early, including Exit, Berserk, and Blink. Spells that are very useful.
Zoe's showing us Calcabrena in the Watery Pass, so not going to be a Demas hiding there, and does not feel like fighting that battle just to check the treasure chest behind it.
Yeah, Calcabrena can be one of those easier bosses, so you hate to see it in a early game spot like that. Meanwhile, we have another Porum guarded by some form of Mylon, but Zoe's like, no Porums for me today. And we are fine.
I'm going to check as well, but I'm thinking, actually may be able to take because... Didn't see. Yeah, he has one as well, so 2 white mages is another thing. It has uses, but probably not going to take 2 white mages.
Especially not 2 Porums. Unfortunately, her low HP growth and the fact that she learns Cure 4 very late in her level up table doesn't really make her as endgame viable as Rosa. Finding some good loot in the Antlion Cave here, especially for Edge here. We found a Strength Ring. That'll be great on our ninja friend.
Yeah, Edge is definitely going to help out pretty much for all of the overworld. No, getting equipment for him is great, especially to make you make the decision if you're going to keep him for the end game, but he's definitely going to be a hard carry here.
Yeah, for sure. He can handle most bosses in the early overworld checks. But let's see who's at Antlion today. It's a Sparkle. It's some D-Lunars. Edge should be able to use the Flame spell to get through this pretty darn quickly.
Yeah, you love to see Sparkles in Antlion Cave where you can knock him out easily. And rexxraul did take a second White Mage, so definitely interesting. It is very safe, and especially if you're going to be relying on Edge for most of your damage, you can just make sure that you don't take any unfortunate wipes. We do find a pass from the Antlion Cave. Nice pickup on Zoe's side.
Yep, also kind of feeds into our objectives too, because now we have a way to the moon, or a way to Threemus more specifically, without having to use the Lunar Whale.
Yeah, so now all the pieces are in place for our runners to never see the moon, potentially.
Potentially. rexxraul getting through this Dr. Luge fight, but the real question is what's going to be after it. The first spot in the Baron Inn fight has extremely low HP, so it's usually pretty easy to get through that quickly. It's really the second fight you gotta watch out for, and it's Rubicante. Oh, nope, it's the Elements.
Actually a pretty good boss to see here as long as you can get through the Rubicante phase quick. Meanwhile, Zoe is showing us exits and star veils in the Fabul shop. Pretty nice find.
Oof, that Rubicante hits hard.
Yeah, the only good thing is with the HP at this spot, you won't see Rubicante for very long, and in fact skips the HP refill completely. Never saw Kinazo, never saw Vivalis.
And picks up a Darkness Crystal, and will also get a Palom for his trouble. Meanwhile, Zoe heading over to Fabul, finding an evil wall.
Wow, finding a Darkness Crystal this early is always kind of scary when you're running, because it's very tempting to go to the moon. There's a lot of key item checks there, and you know if you don't check it, that'll be the time when something you need is there and your opponent went.
Yep, it always feels like that.
The more open a seed gets, the more I'm wondering, ooh, am I making the right decision?
And let's see what the King of Fabul has. Just some Zeus gauntlets. Once again, some very good equipment for Edge, but it is not a way forward.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of key items here pan out with equipment rather than actual key items, but that just means that it's going to be more dense later, so that's actually a good thing for our runners in my estimation, because they'll have less rabbit holes to chase here on the overworld.
It could also be bad, though, because it makes it more likely you're going to have to go look on the moon to find something.
We get a Silvera check from Zoe. Has been pretty rare in this tournament, but even on the S standard setting for shops, we can still find some good items, and we see wanting to pick up Thunderclaws.
Yeah, a disproportionate number of bosses in this randomizer are weak to the lit element, which the Thunderclaws are.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun meme in the community to say all you need is a Thunderclaw.
Zoe heading over to Mount Ordeals. We're going to get the Choco check. Yay! There is one treasure chest in that Chocobo Forest.
Yeah, little known fact, if you're not used to kind of doing some of the more item hunty type seeds, every Chocobo Forest in the game has at least one treasure chest in it.
And we got a Yang up on Mount Ordeals, taking in the view.
Ooh, and it's goodbye, Edward. You got replaced by a Punch Mage.
Well, Zoe did find those Thunder Claws. Or was that Rex? No, Rex was in Ordeals, so that had to be Zoe. Plus, we have found a lot of good monk equipment, too. We got that strength ring, we got an extra bandana.
Yeah, that's a good thing. A Yank can allow you to kind of stop looting so much because he doesn't really require any equipment to be good, especially if you already have a Thunderclaw. So this may change Zoe's looting strategy a bit, just to know that Yang is going to be reliable damage in the end game.
Yep, Yang just has ridiculously high HP growth too, which is really great if you run into a hard-hitting Dark Knight Cecil.
rexxraul has also collected the pass from Antlion Cave now, so we'll see where he decides to go, whether he's going to retrace Fabul and kind of be catching up with Zoe as far as that goes, overlapping each other.
Yep, this Fabul fight is great for when you need to heal your party because you get a full heal both before and after this fight.
It's too bad that full heal couldn't save the original party vanilla game from Leviathan.
And Zoe getting through that Dark Elf, no problem, but now we have a water turtle. I'm seeing lots of... We have those Thunder Claws, and they are gonna just rip through this fight.
Yeah, they don't make the water recede, but that's what we're throwing lit bolts for. So as long as the wave wasn't already racked up in the attack queue, should be good to go here.
Yep, and you see those Thunder Claws hitting for 1,000 damage while Kainazo has his water wall up because he is weak to lit in that phase. And Zoe very smartly waiting for the water wall to come up before using that Thunder Claw, because when the water wall is not up, Kainazo is weak to the ice elements.
Yeah, who knew? I don't know how you would have figured that out in the base game, but like so many things, we learned so much about this game when you're playing for Enterprise instead of vanilla Final Fantasy IV.
Yep. And one turtle down. That is 2 bosses on Mount Ordeals. We have 1 to go.
Yep, with just 1,000 HP boss here. Really, there's only a handful of bosses in the entire game that could really be rude, but Zoe, not wanting to risk it, actually saves here. I can't say I disagree. We haven't seen, like, Golbez, Wyvern, some of the ones that can kind of catch you by surprise, so...
Yep, this is the other fight on the overworld where you get healed both before and after.
And it looks like we do find our hook. That's the underground access. So now, if Zoe goes to Barren Inn, she will have access to pretty much all 3 maps anytime.
Yep.
Oof, and we do get Mom Bomb in the Ordeal spot. I was just saying the spot usually has 1,000 HP, but actually Mom Bomb adds an extra 10,000 at whatever boss spot it's at, just because the way the Mom Bomb phases work. So not going to be as fast as a lot of other bosses would have been here.
Yeah, this is one of the worst places for Mom Bomb, honestly.
Yeah, the only good thing is that for Zoe, this doesn't turn out to be any sort of gamble. rexxraul is probably going to have to come here as well, because we're running out of spots where a potential Magma key could be.
Yep, unless a sneaky Mist Dragon is hiding somewhere, I think this is going to be a hook route.
Yeah, you know, neither of our players have checked the vanilla Mist Dragon boss spot, so you know, there's always the outside chance. And of course, you know, we could have, well, yeah, we pretty much we're still pretty key item barren, considering most of the overworld that we can access has been completed now.
Yep, you can also get an incredibly sneaky Mist Dragon at the vanilla Magus Sisters spot.
Everybody loves a sneaky Mist Dragon. Sneaky.
But at this point, it does look like we are looking at a hook route.
Yeah, with the party makeup, the bosses, depending on what they are, should be pretty easy as long as, you know, our players are used to doing this with kind of low-level parties. It's kind of out of order for the way the vanilla game is, which is why players don't like hook routes, because the bosses can be kind of surprisingly hard for your party levels if you've just cleared out the regular overworld spots.
Yep, there are a couple of good places to pick up experience along the way, though. There's the Stallman chest in the Eblin cave, and there's also that Mad Ogre chest in the lower Babil tower. Both really great spots to pick up a few extra levels before you do those really higher level hook bosses.
Yeah, and the consolation prize for having to do the longer hook route is you do get access to the Eblin shop and an extra character on your way. Eblin shop, of course, is gated behind a key item, meaning on these flags it has the ability to have better items than the overworld shops do. So we'll be looking to see if we can find Bacchus wines or hourglasses or sirens at that shop. We were just mentioning Mist Dragon, but not going to be at the vanilla spot. Zoe made sure to check that.
Now, Zoe heading into the Baron Inn, and we'll get her Darkness Crystal.
Yeah, this is very interesting because our players are now going to have full key item parity with each other. They both will know everything that each other have checked, but they have pretty much completely different parties. So I'm very interested to see what decisions they make as far as where they try to go next.
Yeah, the world is your oyster. You could try to do that hook route. You could gamble on some easy bosses on the moon.
Yeah, you know, on seeds with no free character, we may see players rush to find out who the character is on the moon in this situation like this. But with, you know, so many free characters already available, it becomes kind of a less risk reward. There's less reason to do that.
Yep, and I do believe we found mute bells in shops. So if you're feeling really frisky, you could go do a warlock grind too.
Yeah, and Rex is prepared. Has a stack of 10 mute bells. I think just in case. I think he actually bought those after he got the Darkness Crystal. Maybe thinking, well, I don't know if I want to go up there first, I'll have the option. They're cheap.
Yep, that grind's really easy if you have sirens. You just go to B4 and use a siren, but there are setups for finding it as a random encounter too.
Yeah, thanks to some very smart and generous community members, there are kind of spreadsheets on how to find certain grind fights with these flags on where you can't run, so it's kind of important that you get the right battle. So we have found ways to manipulate both the D-Machines, Mac Giants, Warlocks, and some other notable grind fights. Rex actually able to get through the Mount Ordeals battles a little bit faster than Zoe, having used some twin spells, and actually has access to Berserk already, which I cannot believe Zoe did at that point, but it's not going to even up too much. They both basically have checked everything now, and we're going to be seeing, whoa, okay, well, Zoe's going to raise the whale.
Yep, we'll see if she's just doing a character and shop check, or if she's going to do a grind, or if she's actually going to peek some of these bosses.
You know, there is that saying, there's always value in Cave Bahamut, right?
I know. I've seen a couple of people in chat cheering for Cave Bahamut.
And you know, a Tella pickup on the moon could actually be really advantageous right now. We would be loving, both of our players have done ordeals, so Tella will have weak, and they have the darkness crystals, so they are able to get D-Machines, meaning our players could choose to do a short grind here. Well, short grind is kind of a misnomer when you're talking about D-Machines, but they can choose to grind here. I mean, with so few key items, like, you're kind of thinking, it's going to take me a while to get to 10, so I might just try to make it easier by grinding a little bit now.
Yeah, D-Machines is one of those grinds you have to commit to because it's a pretty big time investment. Some of the other grinds you can just dabble in a little bit, but if you're going D-Machines, you're going all the way.
Zoe is showing us the moon shop. I haven't seen what's in there yet. Looks like she's selling a lot of non-essentials here, and we did find hourglass tubes on the moon. That's what we're looking for right there.
Yep, that lets us do a gold dragon grind pretty easily, and also we have not seen very many of the bosses that are actually not immune to the stop spell. So those are good for the boss bitless bosses such as Dark Imps, all of the Baron Guards.
Yeah, we haven't found sirens yet, but the entire underground is open, so we still have the Evelyn shop, the Dwarf Castle shop, the Feymark shop, and the Tomer shop that could be hiding those sirens. On the moon, we find another twin. Zoe is not interested, resetting right away.
And it looks like she is leaving the moon, so that was just a shop and a character check. So it looks like both of our runners are thinking hook right now.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't blame them, because if you want to try some moon boss bots, you're basically banking with these character levels that it would be some free bosses. The hourglasses are for sure a nice pickup, but actually challenging any of the boss bots is, I think, pretty premature.
Looks like Zoe with those hourglasses, I am gonna guess, is gonna take on some of these Eblin trap chests. These are also good for getting a few more levels before you take on the hook route. And also the trap chests, by their very nature, usually have very good equipment in them.
Yeah, we have had quite a few events where Castle Evelyn is a prime destination on hook routes just because there's not enough experience available to our players on the overworld to really feel great about the hook boss. Rex, though, not going to Castle Evelyn, going straight to Cave Evelyn. We'll see if he's checking the shop and the character and then we'll jet back out, or if he's really going all the way right here.
Ooh, picking up a moon veil. That's always nice to have in your back pocket.
Ooh, a lot of treasure hype here. Zoe at the same time picking up a ribbon in Castle Evelyn.
Finding the first trap chest, but with those hourglasses, really has nothing to fear. And there's our sirens. We have sirens in Cave Evelyn, along with Bacchus wines.
I always say, never ever skip the Evelyn shop. Never.
Unfortunately, rexxraul a little low on money right now and carefully deciding what is worth selling.
Yeah, it's tough because the trinity of items that we're looking for, which are sirens, Bacchus wines, and hourglasses, are all pretty expensive. So the fact that between our two players, we know where all three of those items are, doesn't mean they can actually get the amount of them that they want right now.
Yep, and we do have the 1/4 flag on right now, so items only sell for 1/4 of their normal value.
That's right, and that's why in this tournament, a lot of times you'll be seeing players who are looting, even though their party is already fairly well outfitted. It's not because they're looking for more equipment, it's because they're in desperate need of money to get these really handy J items.
Oh, and two trap chests right next to each other. Unfortunately not healing in between these, so this is a little risky.
Yeah, even though the hourglass makes these battles much easier because it stops the enemies, they still usually get their first round of attacks off, even if you use it on them.
We'll see if this Lamia is nice.
Meanwhile, on Rex's screen, the Stalemen treating him fairly well. They can put your characters to sleep, which he avoided when they hit his edge and yang. So, kind of get a little lucky. This chest can be very scary if you don't have hourglasses to throw right away.
And yep, Zoe obviously trying to save those hourglasses, but just had to throw one here to survive. And is stealing from the Lamias. What do they give? Just charm. I wonder why.
Oh yeah, this is the sneak equip glitch. I have not seen this in a race yet. You can equip items that you're not supposed to be able to equip if you've snuck them from an enemy, and the Lamia happens to have a charm harp, which is a back row item. So you can back row glitch characters that normally cannot equip back row items.
Okay, I was completely unaware of that, so I was mostly confused.
Yeah, this is a trick from the vanilla speedrun that I have really not seen utilized that often in Free Enterprise, so Zoe is really pulling out the swag here.
It's so funny, I've been playing this game for almost 2 years now, and I'm still learning new things.
Yeah, you would think it's a Super Nintendo game. How complicated could it be? Well, let us tell you what. There's so much in this game that is not evident in the vanilla game that you quickly learn in this. We do see Kane and a free boss, so that's nice. I'm not sure that Rex is going to actually take this game. We haven't seen like awesome top tier spears yet, so...
Yep, Ashra is still gonna hit pretty hard with those physical attacks, but we do have that moon veil in our back pocket, and we have enough star veils to get the wall status up on her, so very doable fight. Rex thinking hard about this Kane.
Yeah, a lot of players may be thinking like, oh, how do you get, if you don't have wall on your white mage yet, how do you get on a sure? Well, just use a star veil twice, and then she can't heal herself, and she'll heal you instead.
And finding that Mad Ogre chest right away. So many Mad Ogres on screen. It's a Mad Ogre party.
Would you call it a monster mash?
Perhaps. But these Mad Ogres are really good for experience. And we see Zoe getting off a life glitch there for even more experience.
I'm being berated in chat by our own Scala Kitty, but it's September, it's spooky time. I don't care. Keep those puns coming in chat, folks. We love it. We love it.
Ooh, pumpkin spice. That sounds good. But Zoe, getting through her Mad Ogre fight, finding a white shirt, being that we have a quorum, that'll be an excellent piece of equipment for her.
Yeah, and we have to expect Zoe's going to be going right down into the hook route now. Not too far behind Rex, and of course, the levels that she has gained and the equipment she's gained in Castle Evelyn may allow her to do these two boss fights down here faster. So we will see how it plays out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
rexxraul walking all the way down the treasure bridge just to find an empty chest. If you didn't notice, we do have sparse on a full 40% of all the chests in the game will be pre-empty.
Yep, I like to. My headcanon is we sent through a very careless band of pirates, and they only looted 40% of the chests.
Now, Zoe had quite a bit of money, was able to buy both Bacchus and Sirens there.
Yep, another advantage of doing that quick little Castle Evelyn trip.
Okay, Rex is saved and cabined up, about to show us what's going on with these bosses.
Ooh, a lunar sparkle. Are we gonna get Ogo Pogo? Oh no! Ogo Pogo.
Oof, that's tough.
Ooh, look at those physical attacks.
Yeah, and this is a situation where that Moon Veil will not save you because the big waves target basically based on your max HP. So you will still get hurt by them even if you're Moon Veiled.
Yep. And that Ogo Pogo is fast, so I foresee rexxraul doing some agility rearranging right now.
Yeah, and this is a situation, this is a very good opportunity for Zoe. With the extra levels from Cave Evelyn, may be able to help her out in this fight, and they both have found a Masamune as well from Cave Evelyn, by the way.
Yep, and there were 2 Moon Veils in Castle Evelyn too, so... But just, I think this agility rearrangement is going to help out rexxraul quite a bit here.
Yeah, and interesting to note, that swag trip with the sneak glitch is more than just swag, because back row Yang is actually going to be pretty hard to kill with regular physical attacks. We see Rex changing strategies a little bit, back rowing edge, getting the berserk off. The mages are all going to go down in one hit. There's no way to get around that. But hopefully this, almost 3,000 damage from Edge each turn can just power through this as long as he gets healed up once or twice before the next big waves.
Yep, rexxraul did pick up a boomerang earlier in order to back row glitch Edge. And there we go, well done.
Yeah, we got to really commend. Rex may have wiped the first time, but Ogopogo is a very nasty boss, especially if you're not prepared for it. And you can see he knew exactly what he needed to change in order to get through the fight the next time. Very good recovery.
Now, the big question. Does he remember to turn his battle speed back to 1?
Ooh, the tragedy of battle speed 6.
Ooh, having a mute knife, that's going to be great for this upcoming Ashura. Ashura being a mage-type enemy, and the mute knife doing extra damage to mage-type enemies.
Speaking of the mute knife, Zoe saw that Ashura and actually exited out in order to go get a mute knife of her own.
And very appropriately, Ashura giving us a full heal before the battle.
Sure for? I will show you how. Yeah, no surprise here. Rex is popping that moon veil on Edge. It'll be smooth sailing after that.
Yep. He'll put up another star veil on top of that moon veil to get the wall effect on Ashura, and then it's just bop her with that mute knife as much as you can. Obviously, Edward's going to be the agility anchor for this party. rexxraul being very careful to kill him off so he doesn't gain experience.
Yeah, I mean, if you're already committed to wasting a party slot just for an agility anchor already, it may as well be Edward, because then if you run into some of the bosses where Edward has kind of edge case uses, then you have him available and you haven't ditched him, because we do have buy on. You cannot get characters back once you dismiss them.
Yep, and you see 6,000 damage coming off of that mute knife. Ooh, almost full damage there.
Oof, and this Edge is based as close to original level Edge as you can get. So that's crazy to see those numbers coming out of just like, your regular edgy boy. Now we'll have to see how Zoe handles this Ogopogo fight. This could be where she catches up quite a bit.
She does have Quake on her Palom. That's gonna help quite a bit. But also probably needs to do some agility rearranging here, because this Ogopogo is fast.
Yeah, there's the Blaze counterattack, which does send down the White Mage again. Waves coming out again, just barely lives.
Through! Woo! 6 HP left!
Yeah, that's what you call a photo finish. 6 HP between the two characters. That's, woof!
I believe they call that clutch in the sports world. Ooh, not saving before this Ashura, but does have that mute knife and those star veils, so...
Yeah, so Zoe is now just this one fight behind Rex. This is getting very close, considering we have everywhere available now, pretty much all 3 maps available. No key item locations available though. We have literally we don't have anything that unlocks anything yet.
No, but we got several places to check here. We got the free key item sitting in the Feymarsh. We have the item that Luca is wearing around her neck in the Dwarven Castle. And if your Palom has Warp, then you can also do the Luca check, because we do have the Dwarf Castle Warp glitch turned on for this flag set.
Yeah, Dwarf Castle is... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Zoe is through and is only like maybe a minute behind Rex right now. So this is a super close race going into the underground.
That's right, and because of the warp glitch, we are seeing Dwarf Castle is already kind of a popular check in the underground because it's kind of your last chance to get like a character that you haven't seen yet, as well as a good shop. But it's been very popular in this tournament just due to the fact that you can get 2 key items there potentially. I've seen a lot of players check it even before they check their free key items from Feymarch or Sylph Cave.
Yep, especially coming from a hook route, you know you're going to have the levels to take on what's ever here.
Yeah, we can see just how good, these players are in the Magma route, which is kind of like the upper league of these Swiss rounds. And it's showing here because it's not only good execution from them, but their game knowledge is really good. Both Rex and Zoe have known exactly what they needed to do in certain situations. As soon as they gain a new piece of knowledge, they change their play. It's really good to see.
Oh, and Steed is validated. Our job dwarf today is a quality control, I think it was analyst. I couldn't read the last word.
I think it is coordinator.
Coordinator, yes. Chat is confirming. Quality control coordinator.
Zoe actually not even checking anything yet, goes directly to make omelets.
If you want to take those bosses on in the Land of the Summoned Monsters while you're down there checking the chest, popping a few eggs down here is not a bad idea.
Meanwhile, rexxraul is going to go check the freebie chest here and will probably be peeking these bosses as well, at least to give us the knowledge.
And I'm going to go with my personal meme of the tournament, that whoever is in the king spot is married to whoever's in the queen spot. It's canonical.
Oh, we get the spoon, and Rex still has Edward.
Yep, and also remember that defeating the king here is one of our goals. So I imagine both of these runners, unless it's something completely unbeatable, is going to give it a shot here.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for rexxraul that he's planning on using his Edward as the agility anchor because he's left him dead for quite a bit of time now on purpose. It's going to limit, how useful he can be. We see a Moon Sparkle and Rubicante for real, so Rubicante is going to need to be challenged if our players want to get this objective.
Yeah, that feels very doable to me. He is going to have some really tough physical attacks, and that glare spell is really mean, but that spot actually doesn't have the highest magic attacks, so those fire 2s aren't going to hurt as bad as they would otherwise.
Yeah, and we do see Plague, in my opinion, the absolute best moon boss to see in this position.
Oh yeah, there's so many ways to cheese this fight. If you get a Star Veil up early, it just completely messes with Plague's script, and he just starts doing the count spell over and over again. You can do the classic kill and revive to get a refresh of the count. He's a flying enemy, so he's weak to things like arrows.
Yeah, and we can see Rex has already reset the count once here. Just gonna have to put out the damage and keep that up.
And with Edward getting those legendary ninja swords, putting out so much damage right now.
The timing on these resets is pretty good for Rex as well, really eking out the maximum amount on the count. Kind of, a little bit too close. A couple of characters went down there before it reset.
The one nice thing is if too many characters can go down is, oh, and we're through. I'm not even going to spend time explaining it now. So we will see what Queen Plague has for us today. An Avenger Sword. Well, at the very least, Edge can throw it.
Yeah, not too bad. Usually we'd be quite a bit more excited to see that item, but Rex doesn't have anybody who can actually kind of take full advantage of it.
And Rex exiting out before taking on that Rubicante.
Yeah, Rubicante, there's no... You gotta have the levels for him. That cheesing him is not a great idea to try.
And yep, looks like Rex is also going to crack a few eggs, probably hoping to take on that Rubicante. Having some higher level cure spells on your white mage is going to be a huge help for that fight.
Yeah, this is a situation where we are nowhere close to 10 key items. We're still at 3. This far into the seed, that's absolutely crazy. So... You really hate to do a lot of grinding before you have 10 key items, but in this case, I think you don't have the choice but to grind a little bit because you know that one of your objectives is sitting right there waiting for you, and to make it efficient, you want to be able to do it basically now while you're already in Feymarch. Now, rexxraul had to come out, but we see Zoe has taken the opposite tactic and hasn't gone down there yet.
Yeah, and with the lack of key items right now, you're starting to think, I'm probably going to be forced up into that moon. I've seen so few key items. I have so few checks left.
Yeah, and in that case, you're going to have to grind because, like, moon bosses they take levels. You need stats, you need levels, unless you get kind of lucky, and that's not the case. We do have, like, several free bosses remaining in the boss pool, so that's definitely starting to become a good possibility on the moon.
Yep, and we have those hourglasses too. Yeah, we haven't seen Water Hag. We haven't seen either form of the Baron Guards, either the Kaipo Guards or the Mage Guards, as I like to call them, because they cast Piggy and Size. But on the other hand, we also have not seen the Gauntlet. And a Gauntlet up on the moon is a scary possibility.
Oh yeah, that's a big oof. You do not want to see Moon Gauntlet.
Ooh, and we have a Valvalis. Well, it's good I'd rather see her here than up on the moon.
The Kane we just ditched is laughing.
And a little Valvalis dance. She can't spin because she has no back sprite.
Ironic considering she's spinning all the time in battle.
I know. Isn't it ironic, don't you think? A little too ironic. And yeah, I really do think.
It's like Cain on your wedding day. Oh no. And we see
Also,
both of our players now taking on this Valvalis.
Also, copyright strike. This one can't go up on YouTube anymore. But rexxraul, being a little more serious, rexxraul is actually through the Valvalis. Let's see what our Dwarf Castle character is today. Oh my gosh, I have to read that one. It's like 10,000 spoons without an edge or an end.
Oh, the possibilities. We do get Octomam here. This is actually pretty good to see. Gonna actually get Slicer quite quickly.
Yep, and it's gone. Calamari, anybody?
Sorry for the Octopus fans. I know we have a lot. We didn't mean for you to see that, but we didn't know that that was going to be the boss here.
Yep, so our runners are just neck and neck right now.
Which is crazy considering how different a path they've taken, how different their parties are. This is really excellent. You can just see when this is the play, huh?
And let's see what Princess Luca is wearing around her neck today. A pan! I will never understand the complexities of dwarven fashion.
You know, they are great armorers, so you'd think, I guess they just like metal items. Finding now the warp item from the sealed cave is a rat tail. We can turn it in. We do have the hooks, so definitely a possibility there. You know, we do say check your freebies, so...
Yep, and that pen opens up the Sylph key item check, and it opens up our Sheila key item checks. I will not be surprised if both of these runners go check on those very quickly.
Yeah, at this point, we're talking there are 4 key items that are absolutely free, no fight required for you to go check right now. So I can imagine both of our runners will be doing exactly that.
Oh, this race is so close. I'm excited. This is neck and neck.
Yeah, no, these players are fighting for their lives in this tournament. Just we said it at the beginning, but just to remind you, whoever loses this match will not be moving on. So they'll be able to play their third match, but mathematically they won't have enough matches left in order to continue on to the next phase.
And the Sylphs being nefarious today and giving us a package to burn down a quiet town.
Miss Dragon behind package, anyone?
That is my favorite troll.
Hey, we're still looking for a tower key, a legend sword, an adamant rock, a baron key. We don't have any of that yet.
Yep, and to answer Pixel Tamer's question, no, we have not seen the Misty Dragon yet. And one nice thing is that the rat tail check is on the way to Fabul. So Rex gonna check that out first.
Depending on how much
Or
you
not.
get lost on our overworld.
Or yes. A Baron key. Well, that's one of our objectives. Objectives number 3 is liberate Baron Castle. So that is a great find.
Wow, so we basically have a semi-required warp glitch here because we don't have the Luca key yet to have actually gotten that Baron key in the logic. So this is very nice. If you had forgotten to warp, it would have been bad day for you here.
Yep. We still have the logic on, so if you can't warp, you could still get that somewhere. You won't be locked out of that. But warping makes it a lot faster.
Yeah, and I mean, we have the Darkness Crystal, so the Luca key could be hiding behind a moon boss, and that would be a huge time commitment, besides having to actually go through the dungeon as well.
Yep, and let's see what the good housewife has for us today. An Earth Crystal, and a crystal sword. So just covered in crystals today.
Well, Zoe will be happy to see that crystal sword.
Yep, she actually held on to her Cecil.
Yeah, the Earth Crystal might get faded here, depending on what they find in Baron, because although it does have 2 characters, we're like past the point where character checks are going to be what our players are really worried about. However, we're still kind of light on places to go, so we may end up forced to check it.
Yep, and the first rule of objective type flag sets is check your objectives. You never know when they're going to lead into a chain to another objective. So I'm expecting... Oh, nope. Zoe's going to make a liar out of me. Is actually going to go check this Earth Crystal. Or at the very least, is going to go check the treasury.
Great! That treasury!
That's right. It's Rate Your Treasury, the hottest new game show, this highway to the Threemus zone. We're going to give a treasury, and you get to rate it out of 10. Your prize is nothing, but it's really fun. Another crystal sword. 2 more crystal swords! Ooh, and a Stardust Rod. Ooh, that is like a solid treasury there.
Whoa. Wow. That's, It's too bad you can't throw crystal swords inexplicably. Not sure why the game designers programmed it that way. You can throw Excaliburs, which take a huge side quest to get, but you can't throw a crystal sword that you just find sitting in the lunar subterranean.
The mysteries of Final Fantasy IV are deep indeed. Oh, is Zoe gonna go check this package? It's Iridia. Vanilla. Yep,
We are finally shown that Moon Sparkle. It's a wyvern in Baron Castle. So, but semi-required wyvern here.
Luckily, we have that high agility edge in the middle, and this is one of the spots where high agility is good. So, getting those star veils up right away, and might not even need them. Nope, there goes the Mega Nuke. And, wyvern, stop hitting yourself.
You may be asking why I keep saying semi-required. Well, you're saying that's an objective. Don't they need to go through here? Well, kind of. In this tournament, as most of you probably know, but some of you may not, you only need 3 out of the 4 objectives in order to win. So we are really only looking for basically 1 or 2 key items for our runners to basically be able to complete the seed right now.
And it looks like the throne of Baron has been usurped by a malevolent AI. Something we all fear in this day and age.
You know, I've never seen any proof that the CPU is evil, okay? The Lunarians programmed the giant to do what it did. And these adventurers just busted in there and destroyed its brain.
You do make an excellent argument.
Also, I wish my CPU floated, even though, as we've probably mentioned in the past, the CPU actually doesn't float. It can be quaked, it just looks like it's floating. That's an optical illusion.
Yep, like how the Mist Dragon isn't really a dragon. Ooh, and another edge. Okay, Zoe also making it through our friend the Wyvern.
Yeah, this game is kind of weird. Mist Dragon's not a dragon. Bahamut, king of all dragons, is not a dragon.
So my head theory, or my headcanon for the Mist Dragon is it is not a dragon made of mist, but rather mist in the shape of a dragon. Thus, it is not dragon type. And just a sand ruby in the bottom of the Baron basement, but most importantly, 1 hour into the seed, we have completed our first objective. We have liberated Baron Castle.
Chat, if Bahamut was a Pokemon, who would be the Pokemon that would take him out? We see Zoe showing off that fact, quaking CPU there. Yeah, it works.
And Rex wasting no time going straight for this Odin spot. Which is a mist dragon! Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. But in this case, the devil is a mist, or a dragon-shaped mist.
So this is a good spot to find Mist Dragon. It can be a kind of a long fight, but it's not too dangerous as long as, especially since I believe we do have access to Blink already. I think we can expect with Zoe's party and levels that she will also be checking that Odin spot as well.
Yep, looks like she's going right for it also.
Spoonward putting in some work here. 2,000 hits. Nice.
It is always fun to see Edward equipped with that spoon.
You know, the community demanded it, so Boardface made it happen.
I gotta say, in general, the entire Free Enterprise development team has been very good about listening to community feedback. I know one of my personal favorite features that was requested was the turning off full screen flashes. As someone who can be a bit photosensitive, I absolutely love that option.
Yeah, and it was changed from a flag to an option within the game so that it doesn't affect your randomization as far as your seed generation goes, which is a very nice touch. But you know, playable Golbez when?
I actually hear the... Oh no! I think Scala just bopped us with the newspaper. But while we are waiting for the Mist Dragon to turn back into a dragon, I would like to mention that there are 3 other races being restreamed today. At 7 p.m., we have Big Dunka versus Jenica Strife over on the RPG Limit Break channel, which thank them so much for letting us use their channel. An hour later at 8 p.m., we have Gambit versus Lady Starscream right here on the Free Enterprise channel. And at 10 p.m., we have Couch versus Bursic over on Randomania. And we get a tower key from the Mist Dragon.
Check your objectives, folks. Check them. So both of our runners now getting funneled into the same path. Gonna knock out 2 objectives for the price of 1, basically.
Yep, and with that, we are basically in go mode because we have a pass to get to the moon, we have a tower key to destroy the super cannon, and the King of Monsters down in the Feymarch is just kind of sitting there waiting for his butt to be kicked.
That's right, and we have access to sirens, and we have beefed our key item count up to 10 now, so our players can grind however much they think they'll need to defeat that Rubicon at Leviathan and to defeat Threemus.
So we are nearing the end, and it is so close. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see that Twin Harp today. Single tier for lack of music.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but our winner still could show us it. There is the capability now, once you've seen where the Twin Harp is in the credits, you can actually reset the game and just go check the harp in Edward's room, for those of you who don't know. So if your seed doesn't take you to the Cave Magnus, you can still know what the music is in that way. That was kind of like really nice. Oh, and Scala says you only need to see the solar system, so even faster. And another Sea Soul. Actually, Rex has actually taken him now. I can't complain about that.
I wonder if he's gonna just use him as an agility anchor. Nope, he's getting rid of columns, so we're going full berserk strats. I think we might see a berserk spoon Edward here.
Yeah, if you're planning to use berserker strats on Zeromus, there's no reason then to keep your black mage when you can replace him with another berserk damage dealer, especially since you have the crystal sword for Cecil. So that's a good choice in my opinion. Really, really good. Some people may have dropped Edward there, but with the spoon as well, it's hard to do that. It's just tough.
Let's see. rexxraul probably going back here to head into Cave Eblin and pick up some more sirens and or Bacchus wines.
And you may also be wondering, you saw Rex go down to the glass helm and then not equip it. It's because at this point, Rex doesn't care about physical defense at all. It's all going to be worried about the magic defense, because both Rubicant and Zeromus use mostly magic attacks. The glare attack for Rubicant does deal physical damage, but it's so high that your defense doesn't matter that much for it.
Yep, Zoe doing the exact same thing. This is an incredibly close race.
I mean, the fact they're both here doing what will probably be their final shopping trip, final grinding already. They haven't actually gone to do Rubicon, but I would bet both of them will grind first because they have no reason to wait at this point.
Yep, it's really who does the grind faster. And yeah, we're so close. We just have to destroy the super cannon and defeat the king. And these runners just literally within a minute of each other right now. So exciting.
Yeah, you never think that a race will come down to how quick someone can make omelets, but the grinding strats really affect your time when you're talking about players this good and seeds this fast.
Yep, so we are heading to the cannon room right now. The boss in here is no problem at all. It's got extremely low HP.
Yeah, I don't think either of our players will even be checking the top if they didn't already, even though the top is a free boss.
But you have 10 key items. You're in sort of go mode. It just doesn't make sense to check the top of the tower here.
We're seeing more sparkles. Get him out of the way. Goodbye, Pale Dim.
Yep, we did not go to the moon today, but we saw all those lunar bosses.
That's right, we did see every single lunar boss.
Cannon room go boom. So we'll see what the airship assistants have for us, though at this point we know we don't necessarily need it.
That's right, that's objective 2 for Rex, and it will soon be objective 2 for Zoe, and then they'll just have to go beat that Rubicon in the town of Summoned Monsters. And because there's a cutscene that ends this dungeon, you cannot exit it. There are several dungeons like that throughout the game, so that's the reason why you'll see players run all the way out sometimes and exit sometimes. It's just not possible in some of the dungeons.
This is unbelievably close.
Yeah, and Zoe has a slight level advantage, so may be able to grind a little less than Rex.
You were joking about a tie at the beginning, but it doesn't look like such a joke now.
Wow, and we found a legend sword there from the cannon room. It would have been really crazy if the adamant was at the top of tower as well. Like, we're literally one item away from being able to do all 4 objectives and not just 3, and we still haven't seen any boss spots on the moon. Not a single key item check on the moon. Remember at the beginning of the seed when we said, man, they've done the whole overworld and they only have 3 key items. This is so low.
Ah, the ignorance of our youth.
Yeah, Rex is literally only 2 grind battles ahead right now of Zoe.
Oh, it looks like Zoe's gonna go right for Rubicante, though.
Yeah, Zoe does have a little bit of a level advantage over Rex right now, so maybe hoping to get through this battle and use the experience here to shorten the grind as well.
Yeah, these Fade March bosses do put out some pretty good experience.
Yeah, the game definitely doesn't intend for you to try to face them the first time you're in Fade March in the vanilla game.
You can tell Zoe's feeling the rush right now. Not even checking those on-the-way treasure chests.
Yeah, treasure's over. Treasure's done. Yeah, throwing down the battle speed 4 for the Rubicante. Put a curse ring on Cecil. You may be thinking, oh, but the agility anchor's in the third spot. No, not true. Cecil's in your party. He's always your agility anchor.
And now to see the finest leg in all the kingdom. Ooh, using the spoon off the bat. Wants to make this fight as fast as possible.
Yeah, Zoe doesn't have an Edward, so either going to throw the spoon here or in Zeromus, and I think it's a good job to do it here, because Zeromus, it's throwing the spoon versus just going ahead and berserking Edge is not that much different. Ooh, not even Yang can survive that glare, though. This spot it's rough.
Yeah, that glare just has so much power behind it in any spot, and in this spot it's even worse. rexxraul, unfortunately, out of tents and cabins, so does have to take a little side trip to visit the inn here. That's gonna slow him down just a little bit.
Yeah, we do see a lot of players in this tournament not really buying cabins like we've seen in previous events, because there's so much of these seeds require a dedicated agility anchor, and cabins revive people, so then you have to kind of kill your agility anchor again.
This Rubicante just being excessively rude.
Yeah, Zoe needs to get more party members up in order to eat glares, because a 50-50 shot of your only damage getting glared is not great.
Yep, and I believe she was trying to... No, I'm not going to say that because I'm not sure it's true. Ugh. Ruby, please. Oh,
Yeah, Zoe unfortunately having to take a reset there.
But we see Edward on the other side doing 3,000 damage with that spoon.
Yeah, and Edward isn't going to be the agility anchor anymore now that Rex has his own Cecil. So not going to be as chained down as he was before.
Yeah, and doing that leveling right before this fight might be the difference in this race, because while Rex is not having an easy time, he is having a much better time.
Yeah, the glares are going to take out party members no matter what you do here. The real test is, can you keep up with them?
He has got to be almost through. Rude.
Oh, yikes. Rex taking a wipe as well. So the grind was not enough.
It is a game again. Oh man, back and forth. This is some top tier free enterprise action right now. I'm glad y'all could join us today. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, we can definitely see, you would think, oh, you know, Rex has pretty much Zeromus levels. Oh yeah, Zeromus is not the hardest boss in the game. I don't know if you all knew that, depending on which bosses are where.
It is the mighty power of the leg.
This is where the possibilities come into your mind, because if it was an adamant rock at the top of tower, then they wouldn't have to do this.
Yeah, it does almost make you curious.
We'll see it in the spoiler log, so be on the lookout for it, chat. Let us know where that adamant rock was when the spoiler log comes through.
But, I mean, you are one loss away from elimination. Can you really take the risk? Oh, and Zoe's through. So Zoe has with Rex wiping, Zoe has taken the lead. She does need to do a little bit more grinding, though.
Yeah, seeing that the defeat text for... it's pretty rare to see Rubicon's defeat text, because in most boss spots you're not going to get him to the kind of the threshold needed without killing him, but very stylish. And actually 3 characters are alive, so did manage to get some EXP off there. Is in go mode, has the crystal, just needs levels to get up there.
Yep, and we have that pass, so we can warp right to Zeromus once we're done grinding. Yeah, I think isn't it like when Rubicante has 10% of his HP left? You see that script, I think?
I believe that's true, and in so many spots in Free Enterprise, you're just going to get through it, because, you know, 2/3 of the spots in the game he could be, you will just be overpowering the position already. And Rex is now through as well, going to complete Objective 4 and get his crystal. So now it's just up to how quickly can Zoe grind and how well and fast these Zeromus fights go. So we're looking, any wipe at this point can lose the race, and like imperfect play in the Zeromus fight can also lose the race, because they both have very high damage dealers in the forms of Edge and Edward and or Cecil respectively. But it's going to depend on how Zoe uses. So Zoe has Crystal Sword and has Cecil, but is using Cecil as an agility anchor. So at some point, Zoe is going to kill this Cecil in the level grind to keep him from gaining too much agility.
Yep, the magic number is 28.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we do not have a Rosa in the seed, so if you want Cure 4, which is the recommended white magic spell to keep your party whole in the Zeromus fight, you need to level Forum up quite a bit higher than Rosa gets Cure 4.
That is true. I am just on the edge of my seat right now. This is going to be so close.
Yeah, never have I been watching a consecutive level grind with such attention before.
Eggs have never been so fascinating. It's funny to see Edward mowing through those eggs, too.
You know, I kind of imagine they're like those fancy soft-boiled eggs in the stand. You just tap the spoon on the top, crack them, scoop a little bit out.
Their numbers are pretty close too. This is the most intense A grind ever.
Yeah, and here, I mean, there's a wide range of levels where it's possible to do Zeromus, especially if you're confident in your ability to nerf big bangs. So you are looking for a kind of a minimum threshold of HP on your characters, but if you are confident in nerfing the big bangs you're going to get, you can go with significantly less HP, and I feel like when you're one game away from getting knocked out, I feel like we may see some very bold and aggressive play from these players for Zeromus.
I know, I almost feel like whoever's going to win this is whoever decides to stop grinding first.
Chat pointing out Zoe may still be on battle speed 4. That would be a tragedy.
Yeah, something I have done many times. But while we're grinding here, I should probably thank the Restream team for bringing us this exciting match today. Of course, we have the Lower Master Motas as my co-commentator, but behind the scenes, we have the wonderful Scala Kitty doing our Restream today, and we have Asalba doing all the tracking, clicking all the buttons, so thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely. Our pool of volunteers has been, I can't understate how amazing it has been, how many races we've been able to restream, and how many people are volunteering for this stuff. And apart from this match, the tournament organizers themselves and the restream leads getting all the matches scheduled up and getting all the restreams scheduled among the 3 channels that we've been featured on has really been awesome. So that's a lot of work to put this on for y'all. So I hope y'all appreciate and give those people your love.
And it looks like Rex is calling it quits and is heading over to Troya to warp to Zeromus.
That's right, chat. Let's get those Z flags in chat. It's about the time for us to ask your favorite question. K&H, would you like to do the honors today?
Whose butt are we gonna kick today?
That's right, random Zeromus sprite. Pretty much standard. We've run very few races with the Z flag off. Always a great surprise, especially if you see one you haven't seen before. So let's see who it is. Rex is heading in, using the pass, thinks he's ready. So here we go. Zoe's now heading as well. So we're gonna have consecutive Z fights at the same time.
So close.
Yeah, we are missed nerf or like a bad big bang into Meteo away from determining this race, really. We see Zoe did get Cure 4, so at level 52, pour him.
Heading in now, so Zoe is basically one cutscene behind. This is going to be down to the wire.
Yeah, depending on how you play and how your party setup is, your Z fight can be, I mean, there's like a 10-minute swing of how long it can be. Here come his true colors shining through.
Wait for it. Oh, risky miss from Shantae and the Pirate's Curse.
Oh, that's right. Our restreamer Scala Kitty pointing out, we were talking about pirates stealing the 40% of the treasure chests earlier. It must have been her, right?
Missing 60% of the treasure chest seems like something Risky would do, too.
Well, she only took the good stuff. She missed some crystal swords, though.
Well, she already has a really great sword, so...
Yeah, we can see neither of our runners wasting any time Bacchusing up here. That's going to be the main strategy, either triple Bacchus on Zoe's side, and could be quadruple Bacchus on Rex's side if he chooses.
I see some people asking for the quint in chat. I think this race is too important for that right now.
Yeah, we're hoping for a low roll Big Bang here because a high roll Big Bang that kills Porum could spell disaster for Rex still, but that looked like a nerfed one, so very nicely done. Edward lives too. That's a bonus.
Yeah, having one extra round of Edward is going to be really nice here.
And we can see Zoe's doing quite well nerfing Big Bangs as well. Hasn't had any characters go down yet, although Cecil is getting close. Oh wow, and using some hybrid strats, not content with just the Berserker damage, is going to be bouncing some nukes here now as well.
That will do big damage, but it's also a little bit slower, so it's so hard to say who's ahead right now.
Yeah, Edge coming up with 4,000 to 5,000 damage is crazy. You hardly ever see that.
And Edward, too, doing the 4K damage.
Well, this is getting tense. It's hard to tell. We've seen a 3 or 4 Big Bangs on Rex's side. Zoe has seen 3 Big Bangs as well.
And that Big Bang taken out Rex's healer. But it doesn't matter. GG to Rex. What a nail biter.
This was a really good match.
Yeah, with an official time of 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 10 seconds. Woo! We'll see. This might be a case where we want to wait for both to finish and get them both in at the same time.
Yeah, we can see this match really came down to, I mean, basically they were almost neck and neck going into this Zeromus fight, and boom, there's the flash crackle boom for Zoe as well. Only 40 seconds behind Rex on this match. Wow.
Woo! Of course, our administrators will go through and make sure everything is legit on that. Okay, I'm getting word from the administrator headquarters that the times are confirmed. So rexxraul has won by a mere 40 seconds. And we will see if we can get them both in for an interview. And it looks like they are both in. GG to both of you. What a heck of a race. You gave us a show today.
Thank you very much.
GG's, Rex.
GG Zoe, that was really close.
I couldn't believe it.
Rex, when you saw that spoon, how good were you feeling about the fact that you kept Edward?
Well, it was it was a lucky break. I'm like, okay, well, my party has shifted quite a bit now, and we're doing a totally different strategy than we were before, but at least it's a very powerful strategy.
And Zoe, how did you feel when you saw 2 crystal swords in the treasury today?
I already had one in my inventory, and so I thought that if Rex had kept the second Cecil, I would have lost. Looks like there was one maybe in Kaipo bed. I don't think that would have made much of a difference, but yeah, I was like, okay, there's free money, I guess.
I actually picked up that Cecil because I needed a new anchor after changing Edward to be an attacker with the spoon. And I still had a crystal sword in my inventory, so I leveled him up to 28 agility and used him as my anchor. So, yeah.
Yeah, I kept one throughout the seed as an anchor, and then I figured once I was in go mode, I was going to get the 20 agility as well.
Yeah.
So we had the same thought there.
So I noticed that both of you wiped on that last Rubicante fight. Were you feeling that one?
Yeah. I can point to at least 4 spots in the race that were the 40-second difference. I feel like my wipe there was easily part of that. And it was one of those things where I need to get it this time, or I'm just going to keep falling further behind.
Yeah, I knew that fight was going to be tough. I wasn't sure exactly. Like, the glare hitting Porum, actually on both my attempts, was really unfortunate for me. I think if I could have kept Porum alive, if the glare had hit somebody else, she could have helped me recover, and I might have been able to get through it the first time. But, I don't know, second time's a charm, I guess.
And
Yeah,
then
it
go ahead.
It was great to see because you were both basically, once the overworld was complete, you both really went pretty much the exact same path through the rest of the seed. Neither of you saw any moon bosses whatsoever, and it's so crazy that you had basically completely different parties, but you were still managed to be so close together. Like, what do you think was your main strategy going in, knowing that one of you would be eliminated in this match, as far as what you were going to do with your treasure routing, what your strategies were going to be for your pathing?
Well, a lot of that was going to depend on, the characters I get and what I find early. There was a point, I think it was actually when I got the crystal sword in my inventory. I'm like, okay, I don't have to open any more chests. And I didn't at that point. And just kind of knowing where that point was is something that I've been working on and practicing throughout the practice that I've been doing for that. And so that's kind of where my mind's at. Like, it isn't like a hard and fast point where I stop, but it's like I know that I can afford the sirens and Bacchuses that I need to complete this, and that's when I stop.
Yeah, my treasure routing was basically where is everything early in this seed. I was hoping to do minimal treasure opening, but didn't really pan out that way. And I figured, and the one thing that I told myself before the race was if I get an edge and a yang on a hook route, I'm going to go to Castle Ublin. And so I did.
Oh, well, that's a different routing, because I didn't go into Castle at all.
Back row yang.
Fair enough, I guess.
Yeah, well, I gotta say, you two both gave us a really great show today. Congratulations, Rex, on moving on. Anything else you two would like to say about this match and the seed before we get out of here until our races tonight?
There's going to be music, and there's going to be a message from me on my screen at the end as well.
Goody.
The only thing I have to say is like, throughout, this is like my third of the 4 races that I've had in the, or how many, 5 races, whatever I've had in this event so far. Like, 3 of them have been extremely close. And so it just kind of shows that the caliber of players that are in this event is just so high, and any win that you get is just, it feels like a big relief to get a win against, like, Zoe was playing great too, and so it could have gone either way without a doubt.
Yeah, this was the closest of my 5 races, and I have to say losing by 40 seconds is probably more painful than losing by 10 minutes last week. So, but huge GGs. This tournament's super great. This has just been a ton of fun, especially for my first tournament, and having started playing during the football gauntlet just casually. Like, I achieved more than the goal I set out to, which was don't go 0-3 in group.
Well, thank both of you so much. You gave us quite a show today, and it does look like we are going to get a little bit of music here. We got the Culex fight from Super Mario RPG, so I am going to let chat listen to that for a minute, and then we will do our outros here.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Ooh, and thank you, Motos, for the gift subs. Everyone who got those, enjoy those. I love the new emotes. I highly recommend Popcorn Sid and Rosa Bless. But while we're wrapping up here, I do want to mention that we got some other races going on. Our next race will be over on RPG Limit Break, and that will be Big Dunka versus Jenica Strife. And back here on the Free Enterprise channel at 8 p.m., we will have Gambit versus Leggy Starscream. So if you love what you saw today, check out those matches. And I think that's pretty much it for me. Motos to say?
Yeah, I want to wait here. We have been shouting out a lot of people, but if you're somehow on this channel right now and you haven't seen Free Enterprise before or aren't part of the Free Enterprise community, definitely check out the Discord, which we will try to have linked in the chat. And this tournament's great, but it's not the only way to play this game. There are a ton of ways to play it, and it is quite beginner friendly as well. And also, there's a lot more matches going on that we're not restreaming just because of the nature of how many players are in this tournament. And there is quite a group of players on the Discord who are watching these races separately and chatting about them as they happen. It's been a really awesome, spontaneous thing I've seen happening, and I like it. And Zoe did have a text message on her side of the screen for us before we leave. I think it should be coming up here in just a moment. You know, and I can't disagree with the sentiment there. It's definitely one of the best communities I'm a part of, for sure.
I agree too. But with that, I think that's it for this restream. We are going to throw you over to Poorly Drawn Bees, who I believe is practicing some Free Enterprise right now. So I will see you all next time.
Keep it real, folks, and keep watching.